In this video, we're going to look at Necron Doomsday Arks and Necron Annihilation Barges. Marvellous.
Scifiwargamers, helping you explore the hobby.
Greetings hobby fans, my name's Marcel and it's my mission to help you explore the hobby. So today we're going to have a look at those floating weapons platforms for the Necrons, the Doomsday Ark and the Annihilation Barge. First up, we'll have a look at the Doomsday Ark. Let's get to it.
Necron Doomsday Arks. Whatever personal eccentricities they might individually favour, all overlords hold an absolute belief in victory through overwhelming firepower. Some of the Necrons' bitterest enemies have claimed this is simply due to the Necrons' android forms being somewhat less than impressive in swirling melee. However, the truth of the matter is that, as flesh and as machine, the Necrons have ever won their wars through the unrelenting application of superior technology. As such, victories are invariably won at a distance. All Necron battle codicils emphasised range superiority. Nowhere is this more evident than in the Doomsday Ark, amongst the most feared of all weapons in the Necron arsenal. In aspect, the Doomsday Ark appears deceptively fragile. Its structure is skeletal and lacks the armour plates of more conventional battle vehicles. But to obsess on this apparent fragility is to overlook the Doomsday Ark's true purpose and potential. It is not a battle tank, intended to sit in the midst of a battle line, to give and receive punishing blows. Rather, the Doomsday Ark is nothing less than an enormous, self-propelled Doomsday cannon. A weapon that can win a battle with but a single shot. Any systems not directly pertaining to the Doomsday Ark's main armament are part of the motive unit that propels it into position, or the shielding arrays that give it some measure of protection from enemy fire. Each of these secondary systems draws power from the same source as the Doomsday cannon, and much of the pilot's concentration is taken up with ensuring that the energy distribution is appropriate to the tasks at hand. The Doomsday cannon itself is a wonder of super technology, easily eclipsing the primitive energy weapons of the Imperium. Even fired at low power, the Doomsday cannon is a fearsome weapon. When firing at full effect, its searing energy beams burn many times hotter than more conventional plasma weapons. Infantry caught in the Doomsday cannon's fury are obliterated instantly. Armoured vehicles reduced to glowing slag. In the face of a shot from a Doomsday cannon, nothing less than a Titan's void shields can hope to offer anything more than a fool's hope of protection. Unlike other vehicles, the Doomsday Ark relies little on either evasion or resilience for survival. Rather, its pilot's entire defensive strategy is one of preemptive strike. After all, enemies are infinitely less threatening once reduced to an expanding cloud of superheated energy. Thus does anything less than an overwhelming frontal assault on a Doomsday Ark inevitably end in disaster. The attackers vaporized long before their own weapons come into range. Nor do attempts to outflank serve any better. Though ponderous in advancing, the Doomsday Ark can be brought around to a new heading with surprising speed. Emerald energy beams lancing out to slaughter its would-be destroyers.
So the Doomsday Ark kind of reminds me of a floating cannon, like that weapon they used at the end of The Last Jedi, based on Death Star tech, apparently. But the less we talk about that movie, the better. Unless you liked it, and then I would have to disagree, perhaps. Next up, the Necron Annihilation Barge.
Necron Annihilation Barges. Annihilation Barges are the Necrons' favoured anti-infantry support platforms. Each is armed with a pair of linked Tesla destructors, enormous energy cannons that fire ferocious arcs of eldritch lightning. In the usual configuration of things, Annihilation Barges are set in fixed positions in the lowest and deepest sanctums of a Necron tomb. Should an intruder manage to circumvent the layers of traps, service robots, and prowling Necron warriors, he will pass beneath the concealed emplacements in which the Annihilation Barges lie. An acrid discharge of emerald lightning later, and the interloper is naught but dust upon the tomb's stale breezes. When a Necron overlord goes to war, the Annihilation Barge's ancient repulsor sleds are coaxed back into life, and the vehicles add their firepower to the Tomb World's army. Annihilation Barges are seldom swift enough to keep pace with even the ponderous advance of the Necron army. They are often deployed as defences for strategic locations. From here, they can counter enemy scout elements without facing the risk of being swept aside by a concerted attack. Not only does this render valuable sectors of the battlefield immune to all but the most determined of enemy assaults, it ensures that the Annihilation Barges themselves are guaranteed to find bloody purpose. Additionally, most overlords task a squad of immortals or Necron warriors as guards. Such a partnership can prove advantageous for both parties. The Annihilation Barge has a screen of allies to drive back incoming assaults, whilst its bodyguard benefits from massive firepower. The Annihilation Barge's Tesla Destructor is primarily an anti-personnel weapon, although only the most heavily armoured tanks can risk its wrath with utter impunity. The Tesla Destructor employs much the same lightning arc technology as found in the smaller Tesla cannons and carbines. Its energy discharges wreak terrible harm on living targets, searing their flesh and boiling their blood. Furthermore, the bolts will often leap from target to target before they are finally grounded, leaving a trail of smouldering carnage across a broad swathe of the battlefield. Nowhere are Annihilation Barges more commonly employed than on the northern frontier planets of the Akanazad dynasty. These tomb worlds are under perpetual assault from the Orcs of Caradon, to whom the technology-rich and highly ordered Necron planets present an irresistible lure, both in terms of plunder and anarchic potential. Without resort to Annihilation Barges, many of these worlds would long ago been overrun. Few other weapons can wreak such efficient havoc amongst an oncoming Orc horde. The primary blast shreds the armour of trucks and looted weapons, while the wildly arcing lightning incinerates any Orc boys unfortunate enough to be advancing alongside.
I wonder if those guns going off hurt the ears of the poor operators sitting just underneath them. I certainly wouldn't want that job. So which unit is better? Which of the two would you run in your Necron army? If you want to see more Necron lore, you can click the playlist up here somewhere. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You can even support the channel on Patreon, the link to which is in the description below. And if you do, I will love you forever. Thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.